Hey guys, yeah, what's up, and welcome to a movie or film review, whatever you like to call it, right here on Jump Inside Games. Today, we're going to be reviewing to the movie Beetlejuice, and I'm going to give you my opinion on it. Now, this movie is a recent movie out, so I don't really have that much footage to put on screen. However, I will put footage here and there. But as much as I like to say that, just keep in mind this is a very, very new movie, so spoilers ahead. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so basically for this movie, and because I know for a fact that this is out in cinemas right now, and you may have seen it, or you may not have seen it, or you may be buying tickets to see it, I'm not really going to be doing a full-on breakdown of what happens inside the movie. I might save that for a different video, but right now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you my review on it. So spoilers ahead, again, as I said, but yeah, just be aware I'm going straight into the review stuff. So... what do I think about it? I generally think it's a pretty good movie. And by the way, Beetlejuice does play as the bad guy in this. Or not quite a bad guy, just a different persona. Someone from this underworld place. But it's not quite a bad guy, but it's definitely not a good guy either. And I'd like to say, okay, antagonist. And basically, in the movie, where you've got the mum has to go find the daughter in the underworld because she's been taken by someone else, and yeah, she needs the help of Beetlejuice to get into the underworld, which makes sense. That's kind of the whole premise of this story, or at least that's what it comes to more at the end. And it's like there's a lot of stuff. Like they didn't. One things I really like about the movie, they didn't overly extend. They didn't make it like a 4, 5, 6. I don't know. They didn't make it like a 8-episode series or a 2.5-hour movie. They didn't need to do that. The movie only lasts for about an hour and 30 minutes, and they fill that up with a lot of content. Nothing is put in as a filler, I find. Everything leads to something else, so it's really good. And that's the same with the original as well. It's not like they tried to put a thing in just to fill time, but majorly they put stuff in because that's just the way the movie and the thing happens. And I think it's pretty cool. I think they explain everything pretty well, and and there are points in the movie where I'm like, there are two types of things in this movie. Either I have questions and it answers them for me, or I have a question and it kind of just leaves you to make up your own mind of how you perceive it. So it doesn't really like it treats you as a movie watcher and someone who wants answers. It will give you them to you, so it doesn't make the whole movie too complex. But on the bits that it doesn't specifically tell you, that's kind of your own mind to kind of like check out and decide what you want to make of it. But the casting was great. I love the casting. They've got some of the characters from the previous, they brought them back, and they've introduced a new character to this, which is the character Astrid. Brilliant character, definitely the right person for that particular role. And yeah, in total, I generally think that this is a full-on, really cleverly written story. I'm not going to go through every portion of the story, as I would mention before, but like, generally, there's a lot of good stuff inside this. Nothing's spread out for too long, and the whole premise of this is more cased on the family than the character it's named after. And every time he shows up just for the right amount, and he shows up to do the right bit, but he doesn't like overly do everything in his role. It was class. He did a very good job. The whole movie did a good job. I generally think it was perfect. I feel like if you haven't seen this movie, you might take it as like, this is trying to be a horror movie. It's generally not. I'd like to say, because like with a horror movie, and I've seen horror movies, and there's a lot of jump scares and things to generally be scared about. This movie isn't scary or horror, or it's just a story, and it just so happens to be about certain parts of, you know, the undead, the dying, or what happens after you die kind of situation. It takes its own persona after that. It doesn't take it too seriously, but you know, it's just a weird, wacky thing of what happens, and it allows you to explore part of that area a bit more, and it's just kind of like, yeah. So it's a wacky themed film about just about what happens after you die. That's all it is. It's not meant to be taken seriously. And because of the story and how it's written and what they put inside it, where they don't try too hard, but they don't try too less either. They make everything just right inside this. And to be fair, normally with a movie, I'm very much like, oh, did they do this right? Did they put enough in here? Is this good enough? Generally, I think what they aim to do from start to finish, I think they achieved, which is very, very nicely done. Very, very, very well directed. Very, very well written. Very, very well everything, pretty much. I don't think that it could have got better in any other direction. I feel like there's lots of places you could take that story, and there's so many places that it could have gone wrong, but it didn't. It aced them all. And do you know what? If that's the movie they come out with and that's what they were trying to perceive, I think that is a generally 10 out of 10 if you're into that. And you like that style of movie, then I think that is going to be a perfect watch. You're going to enjoy the whole movie. You're going to enjoy every second of it if that's your type of thing. So yeah, generally, I think it's class. I didn't know about it before last week, but I watched both of them, and now I think if that is what I take that movie as, then I think, again, I will say 10 out of 10. Very brilliantly well made and well directed. Perfect movie. I want to see another perfect movie very soon. But yeah. You know what? I think they're going to do a number 3 at some point. I can't see them stopping at number 2. I think 3 would be the completion of it. But yeah, of where we're at, I think that movie was great. Anyway, I will catch you in another Jump Inside video very, very soon. But yeah, that was my review take on it. What is your take on it? What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below, and I will go read them and check them out. Goodbye.